Hello to those watching the stream after I'm live. Hope you're all doing well. I'm live. Just making sure. We're going to be pretty much talking about the Flash Superman and Lois. If other stuff comes up, we'll talk about it as we go along. This is an open discussion thing that I tend to do on this channel for those who are new. Interacting with you guys more and more, so the more of you there are, the more conversations there will be, the longer the stream will be. And honestly, I can't go for like 10 hours, but, roughly an hour or so, depending on how active, I guess you can say, the chat is. Will be going on from there, so. I'm pretty sure I have chat. Hold up. If I'm doing it correctly. So yeah, if you're watching this after I'm live, you should be able to see the chat on the side. This way you're not having to look at two different things, or if I'm talking about something different, you don't know what I'm looking at, and it's just going to be a hellhole for you, so yeah. And I'm just posting it on social media, so hold on. It's always interesting to go live, isn't it? Like, you have to wait for, like, people, because some people, YouTube doesn't push it out. I was so worried to come back this month with YouTube, because I was gone for a month, because I was sick for 2 weeks. I had COVID, fine, and I just taken, like, 2 weeks off for Christmas, New Year's, came back, I was sick, didn't upload for a month. And if you don't know YouTube's algorithm, it's stupid. So I thought it would ruin my channel, but it didn't. I actually gained like 5 subs last week on my main channel. I don't think I've really ever hit that number since I was in like the 500s of subscribers. So I think that's a good thing. And also, the 3 of the 5 videos I uploaded this week are at 100 views right now. I think it's 3. There are 2. So, and my Superman and Lois video hit 1 out of 10. And I can't really explain what that means, but it's really good to see that. So, for those who supported me on that video, thank you for that support. And again, if you're enjoying the live stream and you want to be a part of the conversation, you can type in the chat, and it can start a conversation. I'm going to be honest, I am really worried about Flash's name. A little bit. Not much, but I'm not going to be like overhyped about it. Just because of the simple fact that they're bringing back so many people, which I think is good. I think it's a good thing that we're getting all these people back. But at the same time, it could be a little bit worrying, I guess. To be dealing with like Eddie and Ronnie, who are coming back for several episodes apparently, and then Bart and Nora in 606 when we come back in March. It kind of seems like this is like a whole thing, like, you know what I mean? Like, we're dealing with several characters, several story arcs, 20 different stories and all that. I would hope that it wouldn't become like a whole to do with pretty much, dealing with Barry and Iris and their own separate teams, and then you have like 3 big bads going on, or a big bad bringing in dead people, like the impact on Barry and Iris. I don't know what the big bad is. I want to be Red Death. I think we all want to be Red Death, honestly. That or Cobalt Blue. Everyone wants Cobalt Blue. I don't know why. Because it'd be Eddie? I mean, really? We're getting Eddie back for 3 episodes. He's not going to be the big bad. The big bad is bringing back people from the dead. So I'm wondering if, like, are we going to have a situation where it is Red Death, but he's different? Like, he can actually control death, which is going to be weird as hell. Or is it a situation of where they're just like, the timeline changed, maybe Thawne did it or something, and everything's just haywire? Because we do know Thawne is in fact coming back to Crisis. Thawne is coming back to the Flash eventually, so it's definitely going to be one of those things where it's like, will it work? Will it not? Is it too much? Is it too little? They need to do it right. So I'm going to be really interested to see how all of that plays off in the show. And yeah. It's going to be interesting to see where the shows go. And I do think Superman and Lois could very well make it to several seasons. Did you watch the episodes that incorporate Thawne and Legends? No. I don't care what Legends does. I don't care who they bring in. I will not watch it. After their 100th and me hating it with a passion, no. I don't want to know what they did. If it's not Red Death who you think it will be, it's either Red Death or Cobalt Blue. The description Eric Wallace gave on the quote-unquote second big bad of the season, which is what we're getting in the next story arc, like in 808 or whatever, starting it off, he described it as a villain who would push Barry and Iris and Team Flash to their limits, but also test Barry as a hero, morally, mentally, and I think emotionally it was, and it would also horrify them to death. I don't think he actually said horrify to death, but he said it would horrify them. Red Death is a scary villain. I mean, he is freaky as hell. I mean, if you wanted to scare the hell out of Barry, bring in a speedster that's destroyed several Earths. Bring in a speedster that's done way more than Savitar, Zoom, Thawne, Godspeed ever did. Red Death fits that category. Cobalt Blue, I don't know much about Cobalt Blue. All I know is that everyone wants because he would be quote-unquote Eddie Thawne, which, I mean, do we really know that? I don't know, but whatever. My point is, I don't think... There's no way it's Cobalt Blue. We know Eddie's going to be in at least 3 episodes of this season, and it seems like he's coming back from the dead, and he's not a villain. Or at least he won't be a big bad. At least this season. He could be next season, season 9. I'm 100% convinced it's Red Death. I don't see who else it could be. And considering Eric Wallace has been talking about Red Death for a while now, or at least teasing him, I think it's fair to say it's Red Death. If it's not Red Death at first, it'll be Red Death. And I have no idea who it'll be, but I hope to God it's a good casting. Because I'm assuming it'll be a new character. How do you know if Red Death isn't a doppelganger who's probably dead post-crisis? I mean, well, there is a multiverse right now. Post-crisis, there is a multiverse. Like, there's not only Earth Prime, there's trillions, infinite number of Earths. We know that because of Stargirl. Look at Stargirl. Look at Naomi. Look at, whatever. There could very well be that one Earth where it doesn't necessarily have to be Bruce Wayne, because I really doubt they would do that, because then they'd have connections with Batwoman, but which again would cause for a crossover, as I said before. But I mean, there very well could be an Earth right now where Red Death is a thing, destroying all these Earths, and he comes to Earth Prime, and which is I think what happened in the comics. I think it was Earth Prime that they came to in the comics, so it would fit. If they were doing Red Death, this would be the perfect time to do it. And I mean, the writing is pretty good this season, so you know. And hey, if it causes a crossover between Flash and Batwoman, I mean, I'm all for it. As long as they actually, give Ryan some good writing, like they did in 804. That's her name, right? Ryan? Ryan Wilder, I'm pretty sure. Other than Legends, do you watch all the other Arrowverse shows? I watched Arrow for about I came into the Arrowverse when Flash season 4 was premiering. Or no, when season 3 was like on their last like 5 episodes, season 3 of Flash. I came into Arrow during its 7th season. And then I watched all of the Arrowverse once season 7 of Arrow ended. And whenever season Flash was on season 5. So that's where it started. I quit watching Legends after season 4. I haven't watched Batwoman because I can't stand it. I don't know why. Don't ask. I don't watch Naomi. What I do watch is, well, your question was, I watch Flash, Superman and Lois. I used to watch Arrow. Did I say Stargirl? I think it's just Stargirl. And that's it. I don't know. I can't really stand the other shows. I don't know why. Legends and Batwoman, for me, aren't that good. Batwoman's just a letdown. I don't know why, but I can't stand it. I think it's going to be Red Death, and then after that storyline finishes, maybe Cobalt Blue will come after him, and it would make more sense. I think what people are speculating right now is that with Eddie Thawne coming back for 3 episodes later in the season, like when Ronnie comes back, they're saying, okay, this big bad is bringing back 2 dead people. Because they're both dead post-crisis. This big bad is bringing them back to life. For whatever reason. I'm sure we'll find out, obviously. But these are 2 dead people that this big bad is bringing back. So it could very well be setting up I was about to say Eobard, Eddie Thawne being Cobalt Blue season 9. It very well could. I just don't think this is the exact time to bring Cobalt Blue, right? We just got past Armageddon, which is it was an amazing 5 episodes. We pushed Barry to his limit mentally already. I mean, what's going to be the more logical answer here? You want to push Barry to an even higher state than he was already pushing Armageddon. You want to horrify him to the bone. A non-speedster? Do you really think a non-speedster can do that? I mean, I guess you can argue Cicada did that to Barry because of his power dampening dagger, but the Flash that we have right now that is like really overpowered, which is amazing that we have that finally, bringing in a non-speedster now, that would ruin the show in 100,000 different ways. Because we could all argue at what we saw in 801 and 802 and a couple of episodes after, Barry could stop in under a millisecond. You can go into Flash time, put him in the power dampening cuffs, lock him up in a cell. Easy as that. No. I'm sorry, but no. Maybe season 9, bring him in and make it more sense and not focus on leveling up. That's what they can do with Cobalt Blue. But Red Death seems like the perfect villain to test Barry's new power, to push him to his limit, to horrify him, scare him morally, mentally, and really do some damage to him than Cobalt Blue. That's how I see it. If it is Cobalt Blue, I'm willing to give it a chance, but I don't know. When do you think the Flash should end? Season 10. I think Flash can easily make it season 10. Season 9's not going to be the last. There's no way season 9 will be the last. Even though everyone would probably like it to be. I don't see that being the case. Because if they are gonna do that newspaper story article storyline, it would have to be, I guess, during season 9, but who knows? How many episodes for season 10? I would like around 12 or so. It obviously won't be like, 18. It'll be shorter. But I would like around like what Arrow had with 10 episodes. Just focusing on one storyline, one, purpose for this final season. I would like that to be the Flash, what they do. But who knows? And obviously, back to the pilot. I don't care what it is, but we need it. The Flash needs a spinoff. All right, can we all agree on that? The Flash needs a spinoff. And if CW was smart, they would greenlight it right away. They wouldn't wait, because the Flash has been carrying the CW until Superman and Lois came on. So for the past 7+ years, I mean, so if CW were to be smart about it, bring in that. But I think around 10 or 12 for the Flash's final season, assuming it is season 10. Who knows? I mean, Eric Wallace said they can go on for several more seasons. Not saying I kind of want them to, but, who knows? I would say, let's see how season 8 goes, or season 8, and I will answer that question better later on. Do you keep up with ratings for the Arrowverse shows? Yes and no. I don't make it a personal mission to go on to Twitter every single week and look at them. But at the same time, like, if they show up in my feed, I'm going to look at them. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not, like, obsessed with them, but because I love seeing Legends ratings drop sometimes. It's amazing. But there are times where I do look just to see where the shows are at. But I don't make it like a personal mission. Like, I don't go on every week and just look, oh, Legends went down. That's amazing, which it really is. And Superman and Lois went up, and it's amazing to see, and Flash went up and all that. So, I mean, yeah. So, again, I don't make it a personal mission, but if I see it, I see it. And I do look at it if I do see it. Something about it. And also, just to point this out, because I was talking about it, I think last night in my video or something. I tend not to clickbait videos, if you guys realize that. Normally what I put in my title, 99.90% of the time is what the video is about. I try to do that on purpose so that I'm not clickbaiting people like certain YouTubers do, saying season 9's the last season and not putting question marks at the end of it. Just saying straight up season 9's the last season like a certain YouTuber did, that really pissed me off. It causes more problems for me. So, I'm just letting you know right now, I don't clickbait crap. Has the Flash done every single Flash villain? I can't think of any villains that the Flash has not done. Red Death, Cobalt Blue, I can think of a couple others. There's a big crossover in the Flash comics. Well, not really crossover, it's an event. The Speed Force War, which is pretty amazing. They could always do that. Did you like the lightsaber fight? Answer briefly. You mean like yes or no? Is that what you're saying by briefly? Yes or no? Is that what briefly means? I liked it. I think it could have been longer. Is that brief? Yes, but I think it could have been longer. That's my answer. Brief answer. I really can't think of any Flash ones that they haven't done besides Red Death, Cobalt Blue, and the Speed Force War. But I'm looking it up right now. I don't think there is anything else. We've had Captain Cold, Gorilla Grodd, Trickster, Captain Boomerang, Weather Wizard, Savitar, Abracadabra, Thawne, Mirror Master. We still have Thawne, honestly. Pied Piper, Heatwave, Golden Glider, Top, Black Flash, Zoom, Thinker, Dr. Alchemy, Godspeed, Cicada, Shade, Ragdoll, Fiddler? Do we have Fiddler? Probably. Star Sapphire, we haven't had her yet. That's something we can look forward to. Probably, who knows. Cobalt Blue, like I said already. I mean, there's some villains. There's not a lot, but there's definitely some they could do. If Zoom returned and fought Barry with this lightsaber, how would you feel? I wouldn't want to be a lightsaber. Um, Even though I did like the idea, Zoom, if Zoom ever does return, we need like a legit fight scene between Barry and Zoom. Not with sticks, okay? Even though they look cool and the way they summon them is cool, we need a legit fight scene between our Barry and the upgraded Zoom. Which would honestly fit this season because it's all about leveling up, right? And if you pick the right time, there's a timeline where Zoom is leveled up. If you remember season 2, Zoom took Barry's speed at the end of it. He quote-unquote leveled up. And what's the season all about? Leveling up. So, and considering season 2 Zoom, after he took Barry's speed, nearly caught season 5 Flash, which is way faster than season 1 Flash, or 2 Flash, that's going to be something to see. Do you think Barry's going to use or create more Speed Force constructs in the future? Yes. 100%. I mean, we literally saw him use a shield in 805. Yeah, he's going to use more. I can't see the show not stopping that. I mean, I still couldn't believe he could do that, by the way. Make a Speed Force shield of lightning. I mean, it was pretty cool. And it almost looked like Barry was just holding up his arm and he was just like deflecting it. I had to go back and rewatch the scene to see that Speed Force shield. I didn't know it was a construct until I rewatched it. But yeah, no, they're not going to be done with that. I think Eric Wallace knows what we all have been wanting to see. And more. And he's really, he knows what he's doing this season, so. I don't think Eric Wallace got cheated out on The Flash. Because he came into season 6, and it started off great. And then COVID hit, and, there goes that season. Crisis was crap. That didn't help anything. Season 7 was all in COVID, which did not help anything for the show. I think season 8, this is the chance we're going to see what Eric Wallace can do. Do you feel that the way they presented the gold boots was kind of cheesy? In a way, I was hoping that it wouldn't have been Chester that made them. Not because I don't like Chester. I like Chester on the show. But I was kind of hoping in some way, maybe Barry would use his Speed Force constructs to make them. Or maybe Cisco would bring them in. Or, an iconic, something to, make it more meaningful to Barry. You know what I mean? Not have a new guy who's been here for 2 seasons make these gold boots now and give them to Barry. I loved the introduction to him. I just wish it was under better, a different scene. With Cisco or, Barry making them. That would have been cooler than Chester making them out of a device in the future or whatever. That would have been nice to see. But I didn't really mind it, so I'm fine with that. I kind of wish the gold boots would glow or something like that. Well, if they glowed, you would have to argue that the earpieces would glow because it's the same material. Do you really want a glowing Flash suit? And as I say that, of course, a DCU Flash suit shows up and it's glowing yellow. Great timing. I mean, the gold boots are bright as hell. Did you see them in the episode? And on set, I mean, they're a bright, literally the brightest piece of crap on the show. So, they don't need to be glowing. We'll see them. We're going to see him enough on the show. They're making it a personal mission to make sure we see his legs. So, I feel bad for Grant because he actually has to run now. But, yeah, I thought Cisco would have been the one to make the boots. I wish he was. Are you excited about the Flash movie? I half am, half aren't. If Grant shows up in it, I'm going to love it. If they do it right. But I don't like Ezra's Flash. I just don't. So I'm not really like hyped up for this movie. I don't think it's gonna be good. The only thing that's gonna be good in the movie right now, from what we know, is Michael Keaton, and I love Michael Keaton's Batman. I mean, who doesn't, right? So I think that's gonna be the only good thing in this movie. Is that I don't see anything else being good in this movie. I mean, there might be like a funny scene here and there, but I don't know. Just from what we saw, they gotta explain a lot. Because there's gonna be a lot of plot holes that they don't. You know what I mean? They gotta explain stuff early on. No, I have not seen Gotham. I don't plan on watching it either. I've seen clips of it, several clips of Gotham, but I don't really want to spend the time watching the show. I'm not like that intrigued into it like I was with Arrow and all them. So maybe one day, I don't know, but definitely not anytime soon. Do you think Cisco will make Barry one final suit that's more comic accurate for the final 3 episodes of the show? Not saying that season 8 is not comic accurate, because it is. Grant has said that they are done making suits after the gold boots. I wish the helmet. I think the entire suit is perfect. All right, I don't think we need a new suit. I think we should be done with that by now. But I think the only thing I want on the suit now is like gold streaks on the helmet. If you look at the comic suit, even though this one's like straight out of the comic books, they're pretty much close to it. You can see the Flash's helmet has like white streaks coming over his helmet and like down, like under his eyes and then over his chin and then connecting to the rest of the suit. I want to see that. Kind of like how Ezra's new suit, whenever a photo shows up, you'll see it. I kind of want that on Grant's suit, just to see how it looks, like those like lightning streaks, you know? I kind of want that in the helmet. I think that would make the suit 100% perfect. But I don't think it would be really good to bring in a new suit for 3 episodes. I don't think that would really work. Unless it made sense. Now, if you're looking at when the show would end, assuming it's season 9 or 10, whenever they do, this whole thing, if it is a new suit, it would probably be the original timeline suit. AKA season 2, but brighter. The season 2 suit, but brighter. The exact one from the newspaper article. I mean, if they were going to go down that route, it would fit. You know what I mean? So, if we do get a new suit, I think it would be Bat. Bat. Yep, it's going to be a bat, everyone. Barry's new suit will be a bat. Yeah. Do you enjoy Tom's portrayal of Thawne? Yes. Tom Cavanaugh is an amazing actor. He's an amazing Thawne, an amazing Wells. I mean, he plays every role perfectly, literally. And I love what they did with Thawne and Armageddon. I know some people were like, God, why is Thawne connected to every little thing? But it makes sense. I mean, you look at what Thawne's plan, his entire life, like you said in 805, has been devoted to, which is destroying Barry's life. That's not going to be done in like one season. You know what I mean? Like, this is Barry's lifelong nemesis in the future. Why wouldn't it just end here? Like, that makes no sense. So, yeah. But I do love Tom's Thawne. More than Matt's. I think Matt Letcher plays an amazing Thawne, don't get me wrong. But I think Tom just brings that character to a whole nother level than Matt ever did. I hope they don't do the Time Vault Gideon the Flash suit. I prefer season 8. I mean, they can always change it. Look at what Crisis did, right? I mean, Barry's supposed to vanish. There was the original timeline suit with the newspaper article. And then Iris changed it up, put Barry's new suit in there. I mean, but who knows? I don't know. I think I'm predicting what the show will do is that we're going to go back to the original timeline where Barry didn't become the Flash for another 4 years later. Because remember in the show, Barry became the Flash 4 years earlier than the original timeline. Crisis happened 4 years earlier because of Thawne making Barry become the Flash 4 years earlier, right? Everything we're going through now is either 4 years earlier or it didn't happen because Barry died. So I would say everything after Crisis, this is all new territory for at least, like, if Barry was here from the future, you have no idea what's going on. But, you know what I mean? Like, we're in that kind of territory where they can do whatever they want. They aren't defined by a newspaper article and, something like that. So they have room. I think that's what we need to be looking at. Did you like Matt's performance as Reverse Flash and Flashpoint? You mean 301, right? That was Flashpoint, I'm assuming. I loved his performance in that. I think it was really good. And again, I do like Matt as Thawne, but I prefer Tom better. What do you think would fix/make Crisis better? The writing? I mean, the writing was dog crap in Crisis. And it felt like there was too much going on, right? I feel like if we took Batwoman off, and we just had Arrow, Flash, Supergirl, and Legends as a 4-parter, it would have been a great crossover. And I'm not saying the stuff in Batwoman, I don't remember what the Batwoman episode was, but all the stuff in that episode wasn't good. But having a 5-part crossover was way too much for this. Armageddon did perfect with 5 parts. Did anyone get that feeling? Armageddon was way better than Crisis, right? For most people. Even though it was 5 parts, there wasn't a single episode in Armageddon where it was like, okay, we have these characters that are doing their own thing, and now we're going to go to 20 different storylines for 20 different people, and here we go. That's what Crisis was. And it was a mess. And it was so unorganized. It was like, why is this happening? So, I don't know what would make it better. I don't think there could be any way to make it better. I think what needs to happen, if they really want to fix Crisis, is just, I don't know. I kind of wish they went with the original idea of Crisis, which is like Barry dying and Supergirl dying, and I think that would have been much better than what we got. All that story from the comics, that would have been great to see live action, but, whatever. What do I already answered that. The Flash 802 was the best Flash episode besides 702 and 415, in my opinion. 802 was, when, like, Barry thought he was losing his mind, right? I haven't watched it in a while. But yeah, I loved 802. And I don't remember 702, but 415 is hands down my favorite. One of my favorites. 801 is the best premiere the Flash has ever had. I think we can all agree on that. The Flash having the Laura Fletch gang, his new speed, his new power, seeing that in the premiere, best premiere of all time on the Flash. It's never going to change. 802 was an amazing second episode. So I do agree with you on that. Yeah, in Crisis for Me, you could tell the episodes the show was on. Are you saying, you put a question mark at the end of that. Like, what are you asking? For me, you could tell the episode what were you, did you mean to put a question mark there, or, like, were you asking a question as I'm stupid and can't read? For me, you could tell the episode, like, are you saying, like, you could tell, based on the characters that were shown in the episode, like, what show it was? Or, like, what the main focus of each episode, you could tell what show it was, right? That's what you're saying? I think that was kind of the intention, which didn't work well for this crossover. I mean, if you look at, like, Elseworlds, right? Like, we had Flash, Arrow, and Supergirl as the 3 parts. There wasn't really a time where it was focused on their own shows. It was focused on the crossover, which is good. They should do that. They didn't do that for Crisis. They took the exact opposite route and ruined the crossover. I think that's what happened. But what do I know? And I am honestly really excited for the 6-part crossover in the comics for the Arrowverse. That's actually going to be canon, bringing over Stargirl, Superman, Lois, Flash, Batwoman. I think it was Legends 2 and Batwoman. I think it's going to be really good for these shows. I just wish it was on the big screen and not in the comic book. I don't know. But, I think this crossover will fix Crisis in many ways. I mean, you could tell what episode the show was on. For example, Bebo showed up on Legends episode 5. Yeah, you could really tell what episode was what show, which I think kind of ruined the crossover in some ways, because there's too much priority. Like, if you look at the Flash episode, right? I mean, we had 2 Flashes, right? Or 3? Do we have 3? No, we had 2. I don't remember. What was the Flash episode? It was part 3, right? I think the Flash episode was part 3. I could be wrong, though. No, Arrow was part 4, Legends part 5, I think Flash was part 3. Yeah, Flash is part 3, and I can remember it because 90s Flash showed up. And that we're all like, okay, this is a Flash episode because all these Flash characters are showing up. And in Arrow, you obviously had Oliver become the Spectre, it all being about him, which is really good. I love that. I love seeing Oliver more. Part 4 Crisis was like the best part of Crisis, just because everything was so good in that. Minus Oliver's death scene. I didn't really care for that. I wish they did it better, but, who knows. I think the first death scene with Oliver in part 1 was better than part 4. I think a lot of people agree with me on that, because, I mean, I don't know. I just wish it was actually a fight scene, not them like fighting over a shield and an explosion happens and oh no, he's dead. Like, I don't know. I wish we got more from that, but whatever. Who knows? But like I said, I mean, this Earth Prime crossover we're getting that's set in the Arrowverse for the DC Comics era, I mean, it sounds pretty cool. So, I mean, who knows? I think this Earth Prime crossover, that's, like I said, Arrowverse comics, that will be canon to the Arrowverse, connecting Stargirl, Superman, Lois, Batwoman, and The Flash, and Legends, and all these shows together, minus Naomi. I think it would really, 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 really bring back all the tension and hate that Crisis got, and it might actually help all these shows. I think the main problem right now is when the Crisis ended, I think there was a major drop in people watching these shows because of Crisis, minus Arrow. I think everyone watched Arrow after Crisis because they all saw what happened. But, like, you could tell there was kind of a dip just because of Crisis. The Flash went past season 10 and beyond. What villains would you like to see? I mean, if we don't get Red Death, we better get Red Death before Flash is done. Whatever the final season will be, if it's season 10 or 11 or 12, we need Thawne for that final season. And I'm not talking about 2 episodes, I mean the entire season. It needs to be Thawne. And it's a big bad of that final season. And also looking at, I don't know who the villain would be. I mean, I don't know what villains they could do. Like you said, Cobalt Blue, Red Death, Thawne, those are the last 3. I can't think of anyone else. I'm sure there are others, but those are the only top 3 that come to my mind. Are you enjoying the storyline of season 2 of Superman and Lois? I love it right now. That's why I started doing my reviews on it, because I'm actually more... I love season 1 Superman and Lois, but I am so, like, connected to the storyline for Superman and Lois right now, I'm not even joking. Like, the Bizarro storyline is amazing. And I love Tyler. Tyler is an amazing Clark, Superman, and Bizarro. I mean, you guys can see the, like, how much he puts into these characters. You know what I mean? Especially Superman. I mean, he puts so much heart and emotion into him. It's amazing. But, I do love the storyline. both with Superman and Bizarro and Irons and Natalie and Lois and Lucy and now it's Sam and Jordan. Jordan's the one with powers, right? I keep forgetting what what the boys' names are because I keep swapping them up. Jordan's the one with powers, right? Jordan is, or is it Jonathan? Jonathan, no, god damn it. Who has powers? Why am I forgetting? I should know this by now. Watch the show for so many. God damn it. Jordan. I was right the first time. And I was wrong the second time. I second guess myself. I need to quit doing that. I keep doing it. Every video I record, I second guess myself. I have to pause and look at what I'm saying. Yeah, Jordan. I'm really excited for what they do with Sam and Jordan. Because I want Superboy. Don't we all want Superboy by now? I think we all want him. Yeah, I've been surprised that Superman and Bizarro have fought a few times. We're only on 4 episodes in. True. I mean, we've had, what, 3 fight scenes? I had one at the end of 203, and then we had, what, 2 in 204. So, yeah, that's 3. That's more than some seasons give us this early in, so, you know. And I know I said this in my review, and if you watch, you know what I'm talking about. The CGI on this show, right, Superman and Lois, it is amazing that they're doing all this on a CW budget. Like, it is amazing to see that, and it's because the special effects team is like amazing. Like, why can't Flash have that? You know what I mean? Can you imagine the Flash with Superman and Lois' special effects team? What they do? Can you imagine what we could possibly get on that show at the Flash? Can you imagine what we can get from that? We would get so much, and it would be amazing, but we're never going to get it. And I'm not trying to hate on, special effects for the Flash, but they need some work. they need some work because it's not that good. It's not perfect. It could be a lot better, if you ask me. I think he will. I don't see Doomsday not appearing. Todd Hel, you know what? I think this is the thing, right? Because Todd Helbing, who's the producer of the Superman and Lois, said that the person coming up from the mines was Doomsday. Bizarro was in a Doomsday suit. It's not right out of the comics, no, but it is a bizarre. It is a not Bizarro. It is a Doomsday suit. That's literally what we all thought, and Todd Helbing said straight up, it's Doomsday. So I'm wondering if it's going to be a situation of, like, Bizarro and Doomsday? Or, like, Bizarro's going to cause the entire world to die or something? I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see what they do. Will Reverse Flash be back in 5 Season 8, and what is it with him in Legends? I don't watch Legends, so I don't know. But we do know, thanks to Jesse L. Martin, who's amazing, by the way, he teased that Tom Cavanaugh will be back as Reverse Flash this season. He was asked if Thawne will be back, and he said no one is ready for what's about to come. So, which they always go top tier with Tom's Thawne. I think we can all agree on that. So he is coming back. I think it's season 8, it was said. But when, we don't know. I would assume at the end of the season. Again. Which is fine. As long as they do it right, like they did last season. I'm fine with that. As long as they make it pretty cool. I'll be happy with it. But yeah, we know he's coming back. I love Thawne, Tom's Thawne, but I love Zoom a lot more. I'm always gonna love Zoom more than Thawne. Just because Zoom brought a new like feeling to the show that even now Thawne still can't bring, which is just like Thawne's scary, like Patrick's scary. But Zoom is on like a whole nother level of Thawne. I don't know how to describe it. I like Matt Lecter's Thawne, but I prefer Tom's more. If he comes back, he would probably come back faster than Barry. I doubt it. He was already faster than Barry. They've already done that storyline. Like, look at Armageddon. Thawne was literally faster than Barry for an episode or two. I mean, no. And right now, Thawne has no speed. Even if he gets it back somehow, there's no way he could be faster than Barry. If anything, he would be on the same level as Barry. He wouldn't be faster. Which, I mean, would cause some pretty cool fight scenes being on the same level, not two different levels of speeds like it was in early Flash seasons. Yeah, Zoom brought a whole vibe of a monster and an uncontrollable guy. Reverse Flash theme always gets me, but Savitar is good too. They both have good themes, yeah. I can't take Tom's Reverse Flash serious in that new suit. I don't know why people don't like it. I love that new suit. It's literally comic accurate. It is right out of the comics. I mean, the black going down the suit. I mean, don't get me wrong. Dude, the old Reverse Flash suit was amazing. But, I mean, look at the red boots. Look at the design on the suit. I mean, it really is amazing. And again, it's right out of the comics. And most people don't even mention that. I mean, it literally is right out of the comics. Grant fit that suit. I don't know why, but it fit Grant perfectly. I agree with you on that. It fit Grant perfectly. I think it was because it was made for Grant and not Tom. And I hope they fix that. They need to make that suit a little bit better on Tom. But, I mean, without the mask on, he looked good in the suit. It was the mask that didn't do it for me. Those suits look good on Tom, just not the mask. They should have vibration and blurred face. They did. They had it. They had it at the end of 804. And then in 805, they showed it again when he was threatening to kill Mia. So, and again, remember, we didn't have Tom in the suit very much. At least, like, fully suited up. So, he did have the stuff. It just, we didn't see him that much for it. Do I even want to know what this guy just said? Probably not. If Red Death is the villain, Thawne would probably steal a speed or Cobalt Blue's speed. Cobalt Blue isn't a speedster. Cobalt Blue isn't a speedster, so that wouldn't really work. Like 804, how, yeah, but his blurred face, like in season 1, the seasons that make it look good. Is Zoom returning? I know it was teased, but do we know if he actually is? I mean, it could very well be next season, not this season. I don't know. I don't see Zoom returning this season. If it is, I don't know how they would do it. If they bring Zoom back, it'd probably be from the dead, like they are doing with Eddie and Ronnie. This big bad, whoever it is, I swear to God, every leak or set photo we get with Ronnie and Eddie coming back from the dead in the present and timeline, I mean, it sounds like Red Death, right? I'm not the only one who's thinking that. Like, even though he didn't have these powers in the comics, Red Death didn't, they very well could say, let's make Red Death a little bit different. Let's give Red Death the power to not only run as fast as Barry, but also bring people back from the dead. You know what I mean? I mean, that's pretty scary in itself. I don't think Cobalt Blue could do that. I think Red Death makes the most sense to do that. But, I mean, if they do bring Zoom back, it'd be interesting to see. Yeah, no, that's why I said I don't think Cobalt Blue would really fit the season with the leveled up thing. Season 5 Reverse Flash's plot was a different vibe. I loved the ending of Season 5. When we found out that Thawne was the one behind all the things that happened in Season 5, I loved it so much because it just proved what like how devoted Thawne is to destroying Barry. Like he waited all these years in a prison with a dagger attached to him without his speed. He got tortured literally by his own lightning, and he still was like, like amazing. It was insane. That hint that Thawne gave to Nora in 508 was amazing. I loved that so much. I love Tom's Thawne in general. It's amazing. Thoughts on Natalie? We kind of need more of her. I mean, I like Natalie, the person who plays her. She's really good for the show. But I think we need more with Natalie and Clark because obviously there's some tension there, which why wouldn't there be? I mean, Clark's doppelganger literally killed her mother and nearly let her father die. So, there needs to be, I think, some conversations between Natalie and Clark. I want to see that. But I do like Natalie and Superman and Lois. Plus, Sherlock looking into Thawne was also good. It was. And I'm glad Sherlock was the one to figure it out. Let's connect the dots. Because, I mean, he is a detective. I mean, he said he was, so... Well, I've already done a season rankings video for The Flash. I have to change it now because it's season 8. But, season 4... Season 4 is an unlucky number for the Arrowverse shows. Okay, let's be real for a minute. Arrow season 4, not that great. Flash season 4, not that great. Supergirl was definitely not good. Legends was horrible. And season 4 is not a lucky number, okay? It's not. It's a bad number for the Arrowverse shows. But there were season 4 that were amazing. And one of my favorite episodes of The Flash overall is from season 4. I mean, the premiere season 4 was amazing. 4:15 Flash time, the best episode the show's ever had next to 802, right? I mean, just seeing what Barry can do in Flash time was amazing to see for the first time, actually. Barry going to prison, that whole story arc was amazing to see. I mean, there were a lot of bad things and, season 4 of The Flash that were bad, but there were also a lot of things that were good. So I wouldn't say it was the worst season of Flash. I think that belongs to season 7. I think season 7 is hands down the worst possible season of The Flash we're ever going to get. Which is pretty depressing, but, I think that's what we're looking at. There were some good things in season 7, yes, but season 4 triumphed season 7, like, a lot. I didn't really care for the Godspeed arc. The only good thing I liked about Godspeed arc is that they brought Dig back, and Cisco, and Bart, and Nora, and Jay. That's it. And Thawne. I like that they brought Thawne back. I like that they gave Barry new, powers and all that. That was great, but everything else, no. Season 4 was like, it felt like a new show to me, and I know that's what they were going for, but yeah, I think season 4 is way better than season 7 for me, at least. For me, I mean, yeah. Thawne season 718, and now it's only you and me, Barry, because what's so good. Yeah, that was a good scene. And seeing Barry, like, being so happy and cocky that he's faster than Thawne now was amazing to see. Because Thawne was so pissed at that. Clearly he was, because he calls it Armageddon. But, he set off Armageddon in motion because of what Barry did. But, it was just amazing to see Barry do that to Thawne. It was a good ending. I do wish they actually had a fight scene instead of, renewing their vows and Bart singing. I mean, they should have done more with Thawne, but I don't know. I'm glad we had a team up between Barry and Thawne, though. I'm glad that was a thing in season 7. I think that was the only good thing in season 7, honestly. I respect anyone's opinion if they say they liked the Godspeed art, but for me, it wasn't good. It was only good for season 7, which isn't saying a lot. It's not. Okay, I feel like season 5 with Todd Helbing screwed over Godspeed, alright? Eric Wallace tried to fix Godspeed in season 6, and he did a little bit. But season 7, because of COVID and everything ruined it, Godspeed was just the worst possible time to bring him in season 7. They could have waited for season 8. They could have waited, I think, to do him better, and they decided to do it then and there, which I respect why they did it, but it wasn't the right time, I think. But why wasn't he in Crisis on Infinite Earths, and what was the ending of the actual ending with season 6 and Thawne? But was Thawne in season 6? Oh, yeah, never mind, I'm forgetting. The exorcism of Nash Wells, right? When Thawne took over Nash's body, and his lightning, went up in the air. Yeah, they didn't do anything with that. I don't think they're going to, honestly. Unless it's connected to Red Death. That's the only thing I could think of. If it's connected to Red Death, that's what that red lightning would be. But, he wasn't in Crisis because the writers decided to screw over every single Flash fan out there. That's a simple, that's the simplest I can get for you. I think they were looking at what Tom was doing, because Tom was playing 2 roles, and with the filming of Crisis getting screwed over because you have 5 shows on, and they were all crossing filming with each other. So, when Flash actors were filming their episode for Crisis, or another show's episode for Crisis, an hour later they would be back on the Flash set filming for their episode, because they still had episodes to film. So it was just a mess. Okay, Ivan Pov, you just... Okay. Thawne's storyline season 6 didn't make any sense. I didn't really mind it, but yeah, it could have been a little bit better. He is coming back. Tom is coming back as Reverse Flash at some point. We don't know when, but Jesse L. Martin did say he would be coming back. It's not permanent, though. He's not coming back permanently. He's going to come back as a Reverse Flash for, a little bit, like he did in Armageddon. I mean, it won't be permanent. We're not going to get another Wells. It'll be Thawne, and yeah. It sounds like it'll be a good story from what I hear, so, And that's not a rumor, that's confirmed by Jesse L. Martin, who's on the show, who plays Joe, so, Yeah, I just hid Ivan from the channel. I don't know what their little friends are doing, but yeah. It's a little annoying. 804 Thawne is Bear was so cool, and I wish they didn't end it quickly. Could have been an entire season. If it was an entire season, that would have ruined the entire show. Let's be real. We had Savitar as that. We don't need another, evil-ish version of Barry. We don't need that. We've already been down this road. You know what I mean? Barry is... The Reverse Flash was cool, and Thawne pretending to be Barry... Or not pretend... You have to remember, Thawne wasn't Barry. Thawne was the Flash. He wasn't Barry Allen. Eobard Thawne is the Flash. Barry Allen is a Reverse Flash. That's what that timeline was. It wasn't, Thawne pretending to be Barry and Barry pretending to be Thawne. It was they are each other. That's the point. But, I don't think it would work. Would it be nice? Probably. But I don't think it would last an entire season. It was cool. We don't need weird DeVoe / Savitar opposite timeline stuff. Yeah, we've already been down that road too. If the Flash gets renewed for 9 and 10, how many episodes should both of these seasons? It depends on what the last season is. Because right now, season 9 is confirmed. All right, I don't give a crap what people say. All right, season 9 is 100% confirmed. It's already in the books. I don't care. It's confirmed, all right? We're just going to say it's confirmed, all right? Grant signed a contract. He's on board for, 15 episodes? I think season 9 will be around 16 to 18. I don't see it being 15. 10, if it's the last season, I would say do 10 to 12 episodes. That's what it should be. I wonder why Barry let Cicada just leave in season 5 and will Thawne versus Barry happen as an origin story thing. Barry didn't really let Cicada leave. I mean, he had no powers. Cicada 2.0 died, so no Cicada was like just left. Cicada 1, that was Dwyer, he died, and Cicada 2.0 died. So they both died. None of them like just left. I could see the Thawne versus Barry happening as an original story timeline happening. I could see that for the final season. That being a whole thing leading up to it, that will probably happen. I don't see them not doing that, frankly. So, yeah, it'll more likely happen. Because again, I can't see them not going down that road. Any Irani will be a good show. I mean, you know, it'd be interesting for sure. Both people came back from the dead. You imagine if they made a whole show about that. Two people come back from the dead. New TV show. That'd be interesting to see, though. Just what they do with it. Probably nothing good, though. But who knows. But they both will be fun in the show. They'll run a show, probably. Blackfax is so bad, he randomly comes and goes. He doesn't show up anymore, I don't think, because he died as Black Flash, so. Thawne came in Legends, but I don't know what he's up to. That was Matt Letcher. Didn't he die? I read somewhere that Thawne died in Legends for like the upteenth time. As I didn't really care. I mean, that's what Legends is. Legends is bullcrap. The writing is horrible. The show is horrible. The actors don't know what they're doing. I mean, you know what's sad? Is when the Flash season 7 manages to do better than the last 4 seasons of Legends. That is really depressing. Not only in ratings, but also the writing was far better than Legends' writing over the last 4 seasons ever was. Alright? That's pretty depressing. He died again? He died twice on Legends in this one season alone. This is why I don't watch Legends. For me, they ruined Ray in so many ways. Probably because they didn't want him there anymore. They kicked him off the show. I mean, they ruined Sarah. They ruined, like, the OG Legends, which I loved. They're not there anymore. No. I am waiting for the day for when Legends gets canceled. Because there's no way. If CW gets bought out or whatever's going to go on with their transition thingy that's going on, Legends is going to end. Period. Do you think Flash Season 7 is better than Season 3? No. Season 3 of Legends, because it had Wally in it, it was a pretty good season. I didn't love it. I liked Season 3 of Legends. I wouldn't necessarily say it was better than Season 7 of Flash. I would say it's close to being better. There were some things in there that weren't that good, but compared to Flash, I mean, come on. But, yeah, because of Wally, I would say it's a little bit better, but not super better. I mean, but 4, 5, 6, and 7 Legends are just absolutely horrible. So, yeah. I mean, the only way you're going to be able to understand Legends and be able to tolerate it is if you have a brain of a 5-year-old child with, doesn't understand anything. That's the only way you can understand Legends right now. Is if you had the brain set of a 5-year-old baby who thinks everything is funny. That's the only way you can understand it. Legends is boring, zero storyline, no plot, random, just weird things, not wrong. Legends will mostly outlast The Flash, Arrow, mainly because the viewership is consistent. That's not true at all. I don't know what... Okay, the fact that you said the viewers are consistent with the show, that ain't true at all. Alright? Who mentioned ratings earlier? Who said I'm obsessed with them? Let's look at the ratings real quick. Hold on. I just want to be sure before I say something, because... Alright, so this week, Legends of Tomorrow had 640,000 viewers. Or that was a demo, never mind. Legends of Tomorrow had 600, or nope, I was right, never mind. 640,000 viewers. The week before they had 559,000. That's not concurrent. The week before that, they had 573,000. So clearly it's going down until the last episode, probably because of Thawne. Probably the only reason people came back for that one episode. It's not concurrent. And just to clarify here, Batwoman is doing worse than Legends. And they're in a time range of 1,000 viewers difference each week. So yeah, no, it's not concurrent. Oh, a 100% increase because of Thawne. That's the only reason that went up. They brought Thawne back to get viewers, that's it. They wanted to get Flash people on their damn show, and that's the only reason. Yeah, no. Because they were in the 400,000s for viewers, which is really bad for CW's show. And they brought Thawne back and went up to 500, 600,000, as I said. But no, if Legends outlasts Flash and Arrow, I'm gonna be pissed. And I'm gonna do a full rant video on that. Legends needs to end before season 8. I do not want to see Legends, right, outlast Arrow. Of all shows, Arrow. If it beats Arrow in episodes or seasons, I'm gonna be pissed. And it better end before that happens. Otherwise, CW is on drugs. And not the good kind. No, it won't. Legends... Okay, if CW was going off of viewership, Legends could have been canceled in season 4. Legends was the worst and the lowest rated show out of all the Arrowverse shows out there. It was the lowest rating until Batwoman came in, and it just ruined that. Legends could literally be canceled any day now. We're just waiting for CW to get an actual brain in its head for them to cancel the show. I mean, there's no discussion to be had here. It could very well be canceled like that. There would be no discussion. It would be an easy decision because Legends is so garbage. There's nothing they have to defend themselves. This show is horrible and is honestly a disgrace to the CW. And the CW realized that earlier. Maybe we would have Green Arrow and the Canaries. They didn't want to think about that. There's 8 DC TV shows on right now. Green Arrow and Canaries could have been one of them. They canceled Legends a long time ago, but they didn't. I don't know why, but they could have. Who knows? Maybe CW is talking about canceling it because they haven't renewed Legends yet. And there was a very interesting article about how one of the producers reached CW to talk about it and then declined it. Apparently. So, I think that should say a lot about what CW thinks of Legends, right? The fact that they're declining to talk about an upcoming season is very depressing and sad. But it's also funny as hell because CW wants them gone. So, which they should just do, honestly. I think they're just worried they're going to lose, like, their viewers, but who the cares? All of Legends viewers, right, either watch Superman and Lois or Flash. I mean, those are what Legends viewers are. Legends is a spinoff of Arrow and Flash that doesn't work, but for whatever reason, they kept going. And the only people who watch Legends, who might watch another DC TV show, are fans of the Flash and Superman and Lois. That's it. I think that's a fact by now. Why cancel it? Because their viewers have been dog crap since for the last 4 years. There's room for new shows to come in that can replace Legends, like Justice U, Gotham Knights, which we need. And Legends is old. Their viewers have been going down. The only reason it's up now is because of Thawne. That's not consistency. It'll drop whenever Thawne leaves. I mean, you look at the consistency of Superman and Lois, right? They're always in like that 1 million mark for viewers. Legends was in the 3,000s, 4,000s, 5,000s, 6,000, and it went down to 4,000, up to 4,000 again. That's not consistency. That is literally the definition of a dog show, okay? Like, I don't care if you like Legends. I don't care. I am telling you that CW doesn't look at ratings, so it doesn't really matter what I say. But the fact that Legends has had so much of a bad, like, past 4 years, with the writing, with the actors, with all of it, there's no reason to keep it on. There's literally zero reason to keep Legends on CW right now. There's not one. If they wanted to bring Matt Letscher back as Thawne so bad, they could have done it on Flash. I mean, it's as simple as that. But they didn't, so. Alright guys, I'm going to end the stream here. Thank you for those who came in. Thank you for those who are chatting. I appreciate it. Have a good day. Have a good night. Stay safe. And I'm probably going to have a video out Sunday. I'm taking a day off tomorrow, aka Saturday. So I should be back Sunday, assuming everything goes according to plan. So, yeah, I'll see you guys Sunday. Thank you guys for coming in. Appreciate it. And stay safe, guys.